Islamism, I'm not talking about individual Muslims. Islamism is incompatible with Americanism. It's incompatible with the Judeo-Christian system. So you have people who are on the Qatar payroll, who are influenced by Qatar or other countries. What are they doing? They're telling you there is no such thing as a Judeo-Christian belief system. What? Oh yeah, the Old Testament, the Jews, the Torah, they're over here. We replaced them, we Christians. So they're trying to turn Jew against Christian while they're getting money from, otherwise being supported by Islamists. Now, Saudi Arabia hates Qatar, just so you know. Why? Because Qatar tried to overthrow the monarchy in Saudi Arabia via the Houthis in Yemen. The Houthis are supported by Qatar and Iran. But even Iran now is finding the Houthis impossible to control from their perspective. But Qatar is perfectly fine with it. Who else? Qatar was and still is the #1 backer of Hamas. That's why you have these Hamas senior leadership types in Qatar and why Israel tried to take them out. Because Qatar, from Israel's perspective, they don't give immunity to the heads of Hamas. That's the head of the snake that they want to take out. But they now have immunity effectively, right? And have been protected. So this is Qatar. Qatar spent $5 million in a donation to the Medal of Honor Museum that we just set up. And this is what they do. I went to a hospital, I think it was Johns Hopkins, where they had a building built by Qatar. And so you have our colleges, our universities, medical systems, media, conservative influencers in some respects, Republican Party members. They're now focused on conservatives and the Republican Party. They own the leadership in New York City. They own the leadership in parts of Michigan, Dearborn, Michigan. They own growing parts of Texas and so forth. And they're thinking, okay, now if we can take out the conservatives and the GOP and bring them our way, just keep spreading the money. Just keep spreading the money. We'll own the damn place. Very worrisome. She did a great job, Laura Loomer, right there. President of the United States, our country's at a tipping point on this immigration issue. He's 100% correct. And he's focused like a laser now on Somalis and Afghans. Now, what they both have in common is what? Islamists again. And the difficulty of assimilating into our society. And the difficulty of assimilating into our society, as I've discussed many times, is twofold. When you have people who come into the country who have no intention of having allegiance to our country, no intention of joining our culture. I wrote on Power, and I've written before, and I've told you before, Islamism, I'm not talking about individual Muslims. Islamism is incompatible with Americanism. It's incompatible with the Judeo-Christian system. So you have people who are on the Qatar payroll, who are influenced by Qatar or other countries. What are they doing? They're telling you there is no such thing as a Judeo-Christian belief system. What? Oh yeah, the Old Testament, the Jews, the Torah, they're over here. We replaced them, we Christians. So they're trying to turn Jew against Christian while they're getting money from, otherwise being supported by Islamists. So this is very diabolical. It's very evil and it's very damning. And so you bring people into this country, they're not vetted. They're from war-torn countries with terrorist activity, whether it's Somalia or Afghanistan or other parts of the Muslim world. And this is what you get. Look at Europe. Europe is a disaster right now. And our country's a disaster in several respects too, and the president knows it, and he's done things that no other president in my mind would even think about doing. No more third world entrance into this country until we get this figured out. That is genius. That is courageous. It took guts, because right away, well, you don't want brown people here, you know, you're a bigot, you're this, you're that. No. No, he's looking at parts of the world that are failing, that are societies that are broken, that have cultures that are violent. And he's saying, look, I can't fix that, but we're not going to bring those people into this country. Good. His bigger problem, and it's daunting, is we have millions of people into this country that were brought here by the Biden regime. who we don't know, including over 100,000 from Afghanistan, who were not seriously vetted. Some were not vetted at all. We don't know who they are. Same with Somalia. And the president's looking at that. He's looking at Minnesota, $1 billion ripped off, money that was supposed to go to help feed children, money that was supposed to go to various mental health programs, money that was supposed to go to autistic programs and so forth, where you have a community, a massive Somali community that is getting rich, not all, but too many, the people in charge. You even have Omar, who came into this country. We brought her into the country. She was a refugee from Somalia. We saved her life. She comes into this country. She goes to our best school. She lives in Alexandria, Virginia. She grows up in a safe and free and prosperous environment. Then she decides to move to Minneapolis to have a political career. She literally marries her brother. Do we do that in this country? Is that okay? I'm just curious. I mean, it kind of disgusts me even thinking about that, but that's fine. And she comes to this country and spends her every waking day attacking the United States, attacking capitalism, attacking our Constitution, attacking Jews, attacking the president every single day. The president says, you know what? I've had enough of this. These people need to go, and let's go check all their visa status. Let's go through it and check it. And the Secretary of DHS said the other day, half of the visas of people here from Somalia are illegitimate. Holy mackerel. So there's a whole industry of these fake visas being created too. And so now there's a foothold in Minnesota. If you look at Dearborn, Michigan, which I call Dearbornistan, and I have for years, you had 40,000 people in the streets. I think it was on Thanksgiving, marching for Islam and marching against the United States. A country can't survive like this. It just cannot. And then to have birthright citizenship, I pray to God the Supreme Court will do the right thing, but I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I think they've been intimidated enough on the Dobbs decision and other things. They're going to say, wow, we're going to have millions of people who turn on us, who come to our homes, who come to the Supreme Court, and you know, our life for our families. So they've been intimidated in the past. I fear that several of them will be intimidated now. This is a big deal. So the president, at his 9th cabinet meeting in 9 months, it's extraordinary what he's doing, the president, he said this. Go.
And I see these people ripping it off. And now I'm understanding, and you're going to look at that, Scott. I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you very much, everybody.
That took guts, and I don't know another president who would speak his mind that way. Others might think this, but they're not going to speak their mind this way. And he's right. And he deserves our backing on this. You come into this country. In the past, you come into the country because you want to have allegiance to the country, because you want to contribute to the country, because you want to help make the country stronger. Many fought for the country. You don't come to the country and go on welfare, 88%, and then you elect somebody who goes to Congress who has as her sole mission to destroy the country and our system of government. This is suicide. And that's what the president's saying. He's saying, look, some societies in our society simply don't work together. It doesn't mean there aren't individuals who do. The problem is some of these societies don't work together. That would be like importing Palestinians into the United States. That wouldn't work, would it? Well, it's been done, thanks to Biden, and it's not working, is it? No, it's not. You know, it's funny, people say you can't export democracy. I don't disagree with that. But you can't import it either. Where are you going to import it from? Dictatorships? Monarchies? Islamic regimes? No, you're not. You're not. This is why I have nothing but contempt for individuals who present themselves as conservatives or MAGA, who are on the wrong side of this. And they keep saying that we, Mr. and Mrs. America, we need to join them. Join them and do what? And do what? Attack the Judeo-Christian belief system that is the foundation of this country? Attack what? The Reformation? The Renaissance? The Enlightenment? That's what this country is based on? Attack that? Do what? Embrace Sharia law? You got one of these knuckleheads out there telling us how great Sharia law is. Now, they don't live under it. And yet this is spreading in the country. You have areas in Texas, I mentioned. You have other parts of the country where this is taking place. Michigan's a hotbed. New Jersey's a hotbed. Now New York City's a hotbed. What is this? This is the suicide of the West. Other people have written about it. Committing suicide. And that's what the left wants us to do. And unfortunately, the Marxists, the Islamists, and the neo-fascists. That's what they want us to do. When they trash our country, when they trash Israel, which is a democracy, when they trash individuals in our country who are standing up, when they make nice to Qatar and all the rest of it, I'm just telling you, it's all out there for you to see if you want to see it.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.